I'm a twin guy myself, really. Whoops. That's not a good sign. Come on, Suzuki. Not very reassuring. That's weird. Little glitch in the system. Oh, dog, is he gonna bark? Yeah, he is. Yeah. Look at this fella. Oh, I think he likes it. Hey YouTube, and welcome to the 2022 GSX-S1000GT. This is quite interesting. It's a classic sports tourer. You know, nowadays you get all the hype with the adventure bikes and everyone's saying, well, adventure bikes, they're really just sports tourers, aren't they? Which there is a very valid point to that, but this is the quintessential classic sports tourer, and I'm really interested to ride one. I've never ridden one for the likes of the Kawasaki 1000SX Ninja, and now this. I'm jumping straight on. What do you think about the looks? I was quite impressed, surprised by the looks of it in person. It's a substantial bike and looks real quality. Lovely paintwork, this sort of deep blue paintwork. And then these sort of bronze coloured forks up front. It looks quite cool with a sort of menacing two lights front end. It's a mean piece of looking kit, that's for sure. So retailing at £11,599. Good value for money motorcycle, I believe, but let's find out. Let's take her for a ride and see what she's like. I'm expecting it to be real premium feeling. It's got an inline 4-cylinder, 150 brake horsepower and 78 foot-pounds of torque, but it's that inline 4, that Suzuki, their GSX engine, the Gixxer engine, which is the special piece in this, I reckon. Nice little light up there with the S with Suzuki, it's quality. Immediately the TFT looks really nice actually, real quality TFT. I'm really impressed, it's a really nice place to be, this. Oh God. Oh wow. First off, just a massive thank you to Blade Motorcycles for allowing me to take this out for a ride and do a video for you guys. It's basically testament to the sort of bikes and demos they have here. And with short supply really worldwide of cars and motorbikes, because of current world circumstances, Blades still managed to have all of the best demos, which is brilliant. Cheers Blade, and get down here guys and test ride their bikes. You get the chance, why not? Make the most of it. So immediately, first impressions, oh, I just love a 4-cylinder. I'm a twin guy myself really. Whoops. The bike's just completely conked out. That's not a good sign. Hey? No power. That's got to be some sort of come on Suzuki, the brand new 2022 S1000GT has just conked out on me. Not very reassuring. Let's give it another go. I think I'll let it warm up a bit. It's a brand new bike and it's got like 58 miles on it or something. That's weird. Little glitch in the system, I'm sure. It's a brand new bike. This needs to warm up a bit. Okay, let's give it a go. Round number 2. Please keep running this time. I've never had that before. I'm sure it's just because it's new. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. First initial impressions, let's go for that. I've never ridden a classic sports tourer like this before, ever. I've always looked at them and thought, well, I don't know man, why don't you just buy an adventure bike? But now I'm a bit more of an experienced motorcyclist, I think you could say. I think I'm ready for test riding one of these. Immediate first impressions, the 4-cylinder, that inline 4 is really nice. Really smooth. I mean, when you ride one of these guys, it pretty much just puts any other engine to shame, I think. It really does. It just makes anything else seem a little bit rough, if I'm being honest. There's buttery smooth, this. The riding position, really comfortable. It's not like a sports bike. The handlebars are quite narrow compared to an adventure bike. Your legs are tucked up. I'm 5'9", 9 inches, but it's not uncomfortable. And the bars are right lifted up quite sort of nicely to you. You're not leaning forward too much, but then you're not like an adventure bike sitting completely upright. You know, on an adventure bike you'd be up here, your hands spread out wide, but this is more compact. I can say the clutch is extremely light. The front brake lever is lovely. One of the better feeling brakes, actually. I've ridden for a while and I've ridden some pretty specced out bikes recently. What's it like in town? It's immediately very easy to ride. The wing mirrors are right out there, I can barely reach them, but they're really easy to adjust. Did it earlier. Interesting, really easy so far. I'm going to do a bit of motorway dual carriageway riding and I'll let you know what it's like there with the wind protection, etc. But so far, so good. That engine is stunning. Just coming onto the motorway. This thing is epic. Quite a lot of wind off of this screen actually. For 2022 they've raised it, but yeah, it's clean air, but there's a lot of it. I'm having to shout, you may be able to notice. Other things to mention on fast riding on the motorway, what are the vibes like, because that could be a problem. I must say, through the handlebars, very, very minimal. It's really smooth through the handlebars. I am getting a little bit through the pegs, very fast vibes through the pegs, but only really slight. It's not bad at all. Tiny vibes coming from the tank as well, with the knees hugging the tank, but nothing bad. The vibes are fine. Yeah, it's very nice, it's very comfortable, very smooth. I could do this for a long time. The only thing is I would want some earplugs in. That wind is noisy. Maybe it's my helmet or something. It's a relatively basic motorcycle, this. It's not, but it's not like a forward-facing radar, blind spot detection radar. It's just straight up, relatively simple. And that's why it comes in at such a good price. But it does have cruise control. Test that out. So I did just test the cruise control and it works fine, but I had to turn off the motorway, so you may not be able to have seen it. But yeah, cruise control's simple, it's just on the left there. If we go into riding modes, now we're out in the country lanes. You got these three little toggles on the screen. If I just scroll through those. So traction control will leave on 3, and then if you press OK, it goes to quick shifter, you can turn on and off. And then you're up to your riding mode. So you get A, B, C. I believe C is sort of for wet road conditions, dulls the power and increases traction control. And if you go to B, I believe B is the sportiest, or A. Still trying to figure it out, but I can say they're both pretty similar, A and B, I think. So yeah, on the motorway there, it's really good. It's very balanced. It's really comfortable place to be. I mean, even compared to an adventure bike, this is mega comfy. It's just that wind coming off the windscreen is pretty windy. Yeah, but it moves. Brakes are very nice. Main standout feature is the engine, isn't it? 100% in this. The 4-cylinder, it's a work of art, that engine. It's just stunning. It's very planted, the whole vibe of the bike. It feels very planted. It's not really quick to turn in and out. It's more, I would say, for bigger, smooth corners that you can get stuck into. Like on these sort of back roads here, they're quite bumpy. And you can feel that coming through. You'd be better off on an adventure bike, I think, on these type of roads. Feels to me as if this is an A-road monster, this bike. This style of GT bike. Oh, what's it like at slow speeds through town? Oh, I have to say, I mean, just want to point out, I am looking out for those potholes, you know, and the bump. On an adventure bike, I wouldn't worry about them. You just sort of go straight over them. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world on this, but you definitely feel them more. Through town, it's really smooth, that 4-cylinder. It's just so tractable, plenty of power low down. It's not jerky. They've smoothed that out for 2022. So these are tight roads here, and it's dealing with them all right. They really have embraced the sports tourer vibe in this motorcycle. I was expecting it to be a little bit more nimble, but it feels like a proper piece of kit. I would really, like, when I say that, I mean a large motorcycle that is built for long miles and big roads. It's not really built for these little twisty country lanes at all. It can do it, but no, you'd be much better off on a little naked bike. And that's interesting. For their design brief, I think they've nailed it. It's almost like riding a spaceship, if that makes sense, from my professional opinion. It's so smooth, so planted. Oh. Yeah, I mean, the quick shifter is absolutely gorgeous, and that is what it's built for. These A roads, we're coming into a town now, but yeah, on these oh, dog, is he gonna bark? Yeah, he is. Yeah, the A roads, smooth, good condition roads. This is gorgeous. It's comfortable. Sports bikes, I just don't find them as comfortable. They're too in your face. I prefer something a bit smoother and a bit cruisier, and this is it. That quick shifter's lovely jubbly. Stumbled upon my favourite airport, Fairford Airport today. Always pass here. So I'm going to try and explain this bike, because I'm not the most technical reviewer, as you may have guessed if you've seen my videos before. I just like to give it a ride, give you the specs, and then mainly give you what the bike feels like. Having suffered from mental health and understanding those depression, anxiety regions, bear with me on this. I get a lot of enjoyment from motorbikes. After sort of, I need, you know, half an hour or at least to sort of get used to the bike and start to genuinely get to know the bike a little bit and enjoy it. Some bikes I like but don't completely gel with. I'm really starting to enjoy this bike already. It's only been about half an hour, 40 minutes. I'm having a good time. It's lifting the spirits. It's really nice, team. When you're out on these test rides, you never know what's going to happen. It's had a good deed helping this gentleman out who came into a spot of bother on his bicycle in the bush there. I understand his pain. So awkward when you fall over slowly like that. It's like an awkward slow motion falling over. And then he was stuck in the bush with his bike between his legs and he couldn't get out, so I had to pull over and help him drag the bike out. I didn't want to film it, poor bloke. A little bit embarrassing. So guys, a bit of a random spot here. I thought I'd try something different. There's a farm shop just behind me here. So I've just had a quick coffee. Always love a coffee, but yeah, it's like some characterful sort of concrete stables here, which I thought might be a little bit of a different shot with a back scene to the bike. Always worth trying something different. Anywho, we'll see if that works out. It may come out no good, but yeah, we're a bit sheltered from the wind here. Anyway, the GSX-S1000GT. Whew. I like it. I really like that. It's so smooth, that engine. I've never ridden a Gixxer engine before, the 1000, and it is absolutely beautiful. Buttery smooth. The quick shifter on it, just up and down, is just like, it feels like a Formula 1 car, I think the best way I can describe it. It's just like, just down a gear, vroom, perfect rev match, up a gear. So smooth, it's so tractable, the engine. And actually I think one thing I really like about it compared to like a rabbity sports bike or like a naked motorbike is it's quite chilled. You can just chill on this. There's someone here to pick up some eggs from the farm shop. Probably not used to seeing this. This really is a funny place to do a motorbike review. Look at this fella. What's his name?
I'm not sure, there's a few of them, but I can't remember.
Oh, okay. Hello, mate. Minding his own business.
Hey?
Yeah, really good.
Okay.
Thanks.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I think he likes it. Oh, no. It's not mine. Someone going to get some eggs from the free range eggs at the end there with the little basket. I was thinking, what is going on here? Yeah, it's so smooth, so nice, and what was I saying? Yeah, it's just so comfortable for riding, unlike a sports bike or a really intense naked sports bike. It's not egging you. That's fine. It's not egging you to excuse the pun, to go really fast. It's just like relaxing. You can relax on it, which is basically what I like to do most of the time, is relax. But then when you want to get on it, obviously it's mega fun up the top end, but it's all controllable and it's very planted. Really impressed with it. It is absolute premium. Go over a few specs. Always nice to go somewhere different, get a bit of action. So up front it's not electronically adjustable suspension, which actually I'm not surprised on this bike, coming in at 11,500, well 11,600 near enough. I wouldn't expect that, to be honest, with the quality of this engine and the quick shifter. To be honest, I mean, that is enough just for the money. It's so nice. But the suspension's really nice. It's fully adjustable up front, KYB suspension, and on the rear it's a single monoshock, I believe, with preload adjustability as well. I've got to be honest, that pegging, the suspension for how I've been riding, it's been absolutely brilliant. I wouldn't change it. If you're sort of different sizes, which everyone is, it's the old spanner trick, so you get your flathead in there and you can adjust, fully adjustable. So up front brakes, you've got two 310mm discs with 4 piston Brembo calipers, and yeah, they're really nice feel to the brakes, especially on the leather. They're really nice. They're not mega powerful like the sort of Brembo Stylemas, but they're plenty. It really is all you need, especially for that sort of touring vibe of the bike. And on the rear it's a single 240, I believe, millimeter disc with yeah, Nissin calipers there. Yeah, rear brake feels absolutely fine for what it is. I forgot to do my usual sitting on and showing you the seat height, but it's an 810 millimeter seat height, which is a benefit of these bikes actually compared to your adventure bike. So if you're basically just doing sports touring and you're worried, if you're shorter in stature or you're worried about dropping the bike or something because of the higher seat height and the weight's higher up in the bike with adventure bikes, seriously consider one of these. I know they look intimidating, but it's actually, it's really smooth and you can really tour on it and do adventures on it on tarmac anyway. The seat height being 810, you just hop on and off really easily. Really nice. I'm 5'9" and I can flat foot it fairly comfortably, but then it's not as low as it's not too low, you know, you don't feel too close to the ground. It's just a really nice ergonomics. She weighs in at 226 kilograms. Yeah, 226 kilograms. It's lighter than most adventure bikes, the big boy adventure bikes, by a fair bit. That I think that pays dividends for on the road. It's handles really nicely and it's not intimidating. It's really unintimidating to manhandle, excuse for want of a better word for that, but yeah, to sort of maneuver around. It's really easy. It's got the nice grab rail on the back. You can grab the handlebars and just move it to your heart's content, really. Just jumping on immediately now, again, it's just like that engine is just absolutely glorious. You're going to go back past the airfield again, get out in front of this tractor. But the sun's shining today and this would just be a lovely thing to go on a long tour on. Just bang it up through the gearbox. It feels like an F1 car. Woo! It's actually making me feel like a bit of a hero. It's so composed. And once you set it in the corners, it just set and forget sort of thing. Yeah, buddy. Really feels a lot more premium than the price suggests. So if we get on to like the switchgear, okay, the switchgear is not as premium as it gets, but if I'm being honest, I think it's sort of really all you need. I mean, you got your arrows here, you can adjust your 3 different riding modes, you can adjust your traction control levels, you can turn the quick shifter on and off, you got cruise control, you can spec heated grips if you like. Of course, also from Suzuki you can spec the panniers, 2 large side panniers on the back, which can fit a full face helmet in as well. So you can spec it all out for a real tour. You don't need much else. I may want to fit a added aftermarket lip for the screen here to stop that wind on the motorway, but other than that it's good to go really. And that suspension, not electronically adjustable, but you just don't need it. I think this bike proves it. It's really nicely damped. But like I say guys, overall it's built for fast, smooth A roads, and then you really are in heaven on this thing. It's glorious, absolutely glorious. Settles in on the front end coming into a corner nicely. If you're not being too aggressive with it, she's just planted. And then when you're coming out, you get on it, you can have some proper fun with it, proper fun, but it's still smooth and planted. It's really reassuring. Now, like that, and every now and then the throttle can catch you out. If you hit a bump, the throttle is quite sharp on and off, and it sort of jerked me back a couple times, but not a major point. Cool, hope you liked the video guys. Yeah, a bit of a different bike for me that, so it's really interesting. Next up I have hopefully the Kawasaki 1000SX, the closest rival to the Suzuki here, so it'll be really interesting to see what that Kawi's like. The Kawi's been around for a long time. Yeah, it'd have to be pretty good to be better than this. See you in the next one. If you are interested in an adventure bike and want to do big tours but are not too sure about the size and bulk of the machine, jump on one of these. Or if you're looking for a really premium smooth ride, man, you've got to try one of these out. Very nice. Ciao bella.